Welcome back, everybody. Play Action Fantasy Football, Week 6. We got the quarterback ranking coming up. If you haven't seen already, go back and look at the wide receiver rankings video just dropped earlier today. Come on back and then watch the quarterback rankings. Also, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Also, at the end of this, if you feel free, comment if you have any issues with this rankings, or if you want to see anybody switched here, go ahead and let us know. We'll take a look at it and give you our opinion on why it was that way or whatever the case is. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump into this video. And kicking us off for the quarterback rankings, we got number 1, Josh Allen. He's been red hot over the last couple weeks here. Absolutely love it. And he is up against the Giants at home in Buffalo. Great matchup for Josh Allen. He's number 1. How about number 2? We got Lamar Jackson at the Titans. Titans defense has been terrible against the pass, and Lamar Jackson's been playing very, very well as well. Go ahead and have him at number 2. Love the matchup here. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes versus the Broncos. They absolutely are falling apart. They just lost to the Jets. Now, mostly not because of the quarterback play, but because of the running. And what is great about Patrick Mahomes is, if they get that running game open, that pass game is going to open up. Patrick Mahomes is number 3. Number 4, Tua Tagovailoa versus the Panthers. Panthers do have a tough pass defense. However, this Dolphins team seems unstoppable. You got those receivers. You don't have to throw deep bombs down the field. You can just dump off and let them go to work, and that's why Tua is number 4. How about number 5? We got Justin Herbert versus the Cowboys. Herbert, coming off that bye week here against the Cowboys, who just got slaughtered by the 49ers. Yeah, great matchup for Justin Herbert. He's number 5. How about number 6? We got Jalen Hurts at the Jets. Jets defense has been playing very well, but Jalen Hurts does have that rush upside, which is definitely a big factor on why he is number 6 for me here. 7 is going to be Jared Goff at the Buccaneers. Goff just put up great numbers overall. He's had one game, I believe, where he's under 15 points so far. Other than that, he's above that, which is fantastic for fantasy. He's been Mr. Reliable so far. He's number 7. How about number 8? A bounce-back game was last week for Trevor Lawrence against the Bills in London. Now he goes up against the Colts, where he played his best game of the season in Week 1. Now this time, he's home against the Colts, not on the road. And he finally found that connection with Calvin Ridley again while keeping the same connection with Christian Kirk. This team's going to start to click here, and I love it. That's why he's number 8 for me. How about number 9? This one could be a little controversial, but he's up here for me. Justin Fields has played phenomenal the last 2 weeks. They are up against terrible defenses, excuse me. But Justin Fields now goes up against the Vikings, who is another terrible pass defense. And after the performance he just put up in Week 5, yeah, give me number 9, Justin Fields. How about number 10, Matthew Stafford, Mr. Reliable himself as well. The dude is just a solid fantasy quarterback. He didn't have the best week 2 weeks ago. He did get hurt, but overall he's just been really good this year. Now, he's not going to go out there and score you 30 points or, 29 points or more. He could, but he hasn't been doing that. He's been doing enough just to kind of make sure you get consistent points, and that's what is good about him in fantasy leagues. Versus the Cardinals is a good matchup as well, especially because Joe Burrow finally figured it out against the Cardinals, finally put up fantasy viable points, and that's why I think Matthew Stafford's going to finally have a really good game against the Cardinals. Number 11 is Joe Burrow versus Seahawks, and it's the home game for Joe Burrow, and like I just said, he figured it out against the Cardinals, it seems like. And Joe Burrow, like I said, he just clicked on all cylinders here. I mean, he finally found his groove, and I love it. Now he goes up against the Seahawks, who were exposed a couple weeks back by the Panthers, who, at the time, I mean, that's something that was unbelievable, but now he gets to see what we can do against the Seahawks here. Joe Burrow is number 11 for me. Speaking of the Seahawks, how about the counterpart in this one? Geno Smith versus the Bengals in Cincy. Geno Smith's going to have a decent matchup. The Bengals defense has not been the best. They finally seemed decent against the Cardinals. Still gave up 20 points, though. Not ideal there. Plus, Geno Smith getting that bye week. He's getting that rest. I think he's going to bounce back here from his last outing, yes, against the Giants before the bye week. Number 13 is going to be Kirk Cousins at the Bears. Kirk Cousins has been struggling. Now, I would have liked to have Kirk Cousins in the top 8. However, Justin Jefferson has a knee injury, so if you're a Justin Jefferson owner, that's going to be tough for a couple weeks, it seems like. But Kirk Cousins, if he had Justin Jefferson, would have been in the top 8. Now he's got Jordan Addison, the rookie, and KJ Osborne stepping up one spot each from wide receiver 2 and 3 to wide receiver 1 and 2. But against the Bears, they had a decent outing against the Commanders. However, that was Sam Howell as a first-year starter, full-time starter. Now you get Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a veteran. He's poised. He's savvy. He'll get the job done. He's number 13. Number 14 is Dak Prescott. He did not have a good game at all against the 49ers. But again, you can't expect guys to have any good games against the 49ers. This is the San Francisco 49ers. They are just dominating this year. Dak Prescott does have a better chance, though, against the Chargers. Definitely an opportunity here. We'll see what ends up happening. But I do like Dak in this matchup at number 14. Number 15, we do have Josh Dobbs. He has been good overall. We absolutely love it. He's been a very consistent quarterback in fantasy football, and he does have that rushing upside. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But Josh Dobbs against the Rams, I do like that matchup going into week 6. 16 is going to be Sam Howell at the Falcons. Considering how badly they just got beat by the Bears, Sam Howell still ended up putting up over 25 points, which is unbelievable. Now, up against the Falcons, they are a tough pass team, but he does have a rushing upside of this, and I absolutely love it. The one difference, though, for the Falcons, though, is they're going up against a really good wide receiver in Terry McLaurin. And it seems like Curtis Samuel's starting to figure it out. Look out for that start-sit video for wide receivers because that's going to be an interesting one for the Commanders. But Sam Howell right now sitting at number 16. 17, Brock Purdy at the Browns. Again, it seems like Christian McCaffrey is going to be the main focal point, and if that is the case, either that's going to make them have to sit higher up on the line, the defense for the Browns, or they're going to end up having to fall back in coverage and allow Christian McCaffrey, and McCaffrey is just going to go to work. A little dump ball from Brock Purdy, and McCaffrey could turn what could be a 5-yard gain into a 30-yard gain, or he could turn it downfield and get a touchdown. Who knows? Christian McCaffrey just seems like touchdown relevant at every single week. He's getting a touchdown. He's had 14 straight games now with a touchdown. Unbelievable. And Brock Purdy is definitely feasting off of that. He's been almost 20 points or more every game as well. So Brock Purdy's number 17. Number 18 is going to be Baker Mayfield coming off the bye week. Baker Mayfield has been playing phenomenal. He had 1 or 2 iffy games so far this season. Other than that, though, he's been pretty consistent for the most part. He's been putting up some decent numbers, I'll be honest. But versus the Lions, this is going to be a little bit of a tougher matchup. He's sitting at 18 for me. He could still produce here depending on if Mike Evans comes back, but as of right now, he's sitting number 18. Number 19 is going to be Gardner Minshew at the Jaguars. It looks like he's going to take over again as Anthony Richardson has a shoulder injury now, not a concussion, which is a big factor for them. It's just a tough time for the Colts. However, Minshew did end up going into Baltimore and getting a win a couple weeks back, so I'm not too concerned about this matchup here. So Gardner Minshew is number 19. Number 20 is going to be Deshaun Watson, and that's going to be determined on if he plays or not. Obviously, if he still has that shoulder injury, he's not going to play. I mean, it's still a tough matchup overall for the 49ers. But Deshaun Watson does have that rushing upside ability. Again, another guy that I'm going to move slightly above a couple other people just because of that. Number 21 is going to be C.J. Stroud versus the Saints. Tough outing for him against the Falcons last week. Now he goes up against another tough defense of the Saints. However, this one's not on the road. This is at home, and C.J. Stroud has been playing phenomenal at home so far this year. I do like him in this matchup a decent amount, more of a cautious amount, but we'll see how that plays out at the end here. Against the Saints, though, it's going to be a wait-and-see moment. Number 22 is going to be Russell Wilson at the Chiefs. Russell Wilson has been playing very well as a quarterback so far in fantasy football. Up against the Chiefs. Chiefs have been struggling on defense. It's a little bit concerning for Kansas City. But as of right now, Russell Wilson sits at 22 for me, and we'll see how that fares out. Number 23 is going to be Bryce Young at Dolphins. The Dolphins do not have a great defense right now, especially against the pass. Bryce Young is finding a way to hit Miles Sanders and Adam Thielen. Thielen has become very fantasy relevant since Bryce Young and Andy Dalton are the two quarterbacks there. I mean, Dalton played 1 or 2 games, and Bryce Young came right back in, and it's just been phenomenal either way. Doesn't matter who's underneath center for the Carolina Panthers. It seems like he's going to get points regardless for Adam Thielen or Miles Sanders. Bryce Young is going to capitalize on that, obviously, as well. So he's number 23. Number 24 is going to be Tyrod Taylor. Daniel Jones has a neck injury after getting tackled against one of the Dolphin players. And now Tyrod Taylor has to go up against the Bills, his former team for many years. And I think Tyrod Taylor could have a decent game, but that Bills secondary and that linebacker situation for them, that could open up a possibility for Tyrod Taylor to have a good game. And ending the list here at number 25 is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo versus his old team in the New England Patriots. If anyone knows Bill Belichick, it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. We'll see what ends up happening. Jimmy Garoppolo hopefully will have a good game, as this is recorded on Monday Night Football, or right before Monday Night Football. We'll see what he's got in the tank tonight against the Packers. But as of right now, he's sitting at number 25 for me. Other than that, that's going to end our list here. And if, like I said, if you haven't watched the wide receiver rankings video, go ahead and check that out. Other than that, we'll catch you guys later.